Okay, microphone is on. Hopefully today I will only have to do this once. Okay, so we just have two examples of reminders of rational functions. And so rational functions are the ones that basically the function is a fraction, but you've got variables in it. And so remember that when you are working with fractions, you can't divide by 0. And we spent a lot of time eating cookies in class to remind ourselves of this, right? Because if you have no cookies and 10 friends, how many cookies does each friend get? 0. But if you have 10 cookies and no friends, how many cookies does each friend get? Can't do it. I know, you guys have the friends. I'm the one that doesn't have any friends. So, anyway, so the first thing you need to make sure we do is look for excluded values. Okay? And so, remember the excluded values are what will make the denominator 0. So, nothing's going to make the right side 0 on here, but on the left side, 5x cannot be 0. Which means that x cannot be 0. Okay, so then on this one, this is just like if you're doing a regular proportion, like you would have done in geometry or algebra 1, there's just more pieces to it. But the first thing you are going to do is cross multiply. Okay, so on this one, if I cross multiply, I'm going to go 5 times 3x squared plus 20x on that side. And I'm going to go 5x times 4x plus 1 on the other side. And so multiply that through. Gives me 15x squared plus 100 plus 1. That's a plus, not a divide. Plus 100x equals 20x squared plus 5x. Okay, and so we remember from yesterday, oh, there's squareds. That must be a quadratic. If it's a quadratic and there's squareds and plain x's, we get everything to one side. So I'm going to take 15x away from x squared away from both sides, and I'm going to take 100x away from both sides. It doesn't really matter which way, but again, you guys have known me long enough here to know that I'm going to try and keep the x squareds positive. So I'll get 0 on this side, and I'm going to get 5x squared minus 95x. And so then again, just like we talked about yesterday, well, I guess maybe I talked, you listened, we're going to look for the greatest common factor, and in this case it's going to be a 5x. And we're going to go x minus 19. So either 5x is 0 or x minus 19 is 0. So x would be 0 or x would be 19. But remember, we already said x can't be 0. So we're going to cross that one off and use this one. Okay. The second type were the ones that were just a little bit trickier. On these, you want to, well, look at your excluded values first. Okay, so what can x not be? Well, x minus 3 can't be 0. X plus 3 can't be 0. And then remember that x squared minus 9 is really just x minus 3 plus times x plus 3. And so that will get taken care of here. So x can't be 3 and x can't be negative 3. Okay, so now you need to find the least common denominator. And so I've got these in factor form. I need to have an x minus 3 in my least common denominator. I need to have an x plus 3 And I've already got one of each of those over here. So I don't need to throw in another one because the whole idea of the least common denominator is to get the fraction to cancel out. Okay, so we're going to multiply everything here. We multiply everything by x minus 3, x plus 3. Okay, and so now what happens? Well, when I do the 2 times that, I'm just going to write it. Since I can't point to stuff, I'm just going to write it. When I do the 2 times those pieces, that's going to cancel. Okay, then I do 4 times the same thing, x minus 3, x plus 3, over x plus 3. So those are going to cancel. And then on this side, the x minus 3, x plus 3, if I look at the factored form, whoops, minus, that's a minus 3, those are all going to cancel. So what do I really have here? I have 2 times x plus 3, 4 minus 4 times x minus 3 equals 8. Okay, so 2x plus 6 minus 4x plus 12 equals 8. No squared, so just get the variables on the same side, the numbers on the other side. So a negative 2x plus 18 equals 8. Solve for x. So negative 2x is going to equal negative 10, and x will be 5. X is allowed to be 5, so voila, I am done. Okay, those are the only 2 on this one. So now you guys are going to go do the rational function practice, and that is numbers 1 through 7 on, I believe, the 3rd page of that review packet. Okay, have a great day.